I'm Nadira Tudor, and this is The Fall of Kabul, a soldier's story. Was it worth it? Stephen, thank you very much for joining me today. I think I want to start with your memories of that moment that we heard that Kabul had fallen.
I was at home actually with my family, and it was actually my wife who turned and said, "Have you seen this?" And I said, I probably expected it, and in seconds later, moments later, my phone just started, vibrating and ringing, and friends on text who we'd been out there with for many times, and the strange thing was so many different views of the news. Some positive, some negative, some saying, why, what we were there for, the people that have passed and things like that. So it was mixed emotions from friends that we'd done the same things together, but yet the different views of whether it was a good or bad thing at the time was strange to hear actually, because you thought maybe it'd just be one sense of a view, the same view, because we were all there at the same time, but it wasn't. It was so different, and I found that strange really. I thought everyone would think the same, like, was it worth it? And the questions you'll start asking yourself. But yeah, I think my wife was more emotionally affected by it than I was, having been there. Strangely.
And I'm just trying to visualize your phone getting message after message after message. Quite a surreal moment in time, I would think.
Yeah, you don't expect it. Like Terry said, it's just an unexpected surprise to you that it would happen, and actually it would happen so quickly, and then not too soon after. There's photos of people there stood with US aircrafts in the background, and that's how quick it had happened. And I think that picture is probably one that people remember of them final hours and minutes before it was taken. And I know it's probably shared by a lot of people that did we do the right thing? Did we leave at the right time? Did we leave too fast? There's probably so many questions that people are still trying to answer now, and probably will do for a long, long time, especially those people that lost lives and family members there.
I'm going to leave the fall of Kabul for a minute, because actually I kind of need to understand why you joined the army or the military. Did you come from a family where there was a history of people serving? Tell me a bit about yourself, I suppose.
Well, for me, I was 15 years old, late 15-year-old, and my father had a pub. We lived in a pub, and that's where we grew up. And I got to a stage when I'd left school where I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Educationally, I didn't have too much education from school, and I thought to myself, who am I going to be? What am I going to be when I'm older? The old question that you always get asked as a child. And I never once did I say the military, funnily enough, so it never come to my mind. And I once saw an advert on the TV for the British Army at the time. And I thought, what, that could be me. I like, the fitness side of it got me, because I was always a fit, sporty kind of guy. And I never thought about the seriousness of the military at the time. I just thought it's an out from where I am, although I didn't have a bad upbringing or anything like that. But I thought it's something different. I can make something of myself. And to be honest, I did it mainly to prove people wrong, and myself, that I can do something on my own without, the family helping you along. So that was it. I applied, and the minute I walked through the gates at 16 years old, I knew it was the right place for me straight away, because there were people there that were just from very similar backgrounds to me as an enlisted soldier, from similar areas to me, similar education to me, and from minute dot of the military, my military career, and still now the same people I met on that day one, I still meet every single year now, 24 plus years later. So from day one, not once have I looked back and said, I wish I'd done something different with my life. It's the best thing I've ever done. And as Terry said, that the brotherhood, the comradeship that you gain along the way, not many other organisations can have that same feeling of a family work environment.
If we continue that theme and go back to Afghanistan, and I don't know how many times you went out there